Waldameer is a small but charming amusement park in Erie, Pennsylvania. The park is most well known for Ravine Flyer 2, which is understandable since that is a great wooden roller coaster. But this park offers so much more from its solid collection of rides, a pleasant atmosphere, and nice operations. Find out why this is Pennsylvania's most underrated theme park in this review. Waldameer opened back in 1886 as a trolley park. The park weathered different time periods, surviving Prohibition and wars. Alex Muller owned the park from 1945 until his death in 1965. At that point, his adopted son Paul Nelson took over, and he has owned the park ever since. This park is stronger than ever, and it has still retained that classic family park charm. The park's name translates in German to Woods by the Sea, which is a very fitting name. This park's location is one of the most defining features. The park is located atop a hill overlooking Lake Erie. It is a picturesque location, and the park's tallest attractions offer stunning views. This park is also famous for Ravine Flyer 2's placement. This coaster travels down a ravine and zooms over a highway not once, but twice. The original Ravine Flyer operated from 1922 to 1938, but was removed after a tragic accident. The new one opened in 2008 to much fanfare. The ride was planned for a long time, but was delayed many times. In fact, that's why the park actually opened Ravine Flyer 3 before Ravine Flyer 2, but the wait was well worth it. Ravine Flyer 2 still is the park's signature attraction, and it led to a 20% increase in attendance in its inaugural year. Waldameer also features a water park named Waterworld. Opening in 1986, this was arguably the park's boldest move. The owners went into debt to erect this water park, and they even sold their historic carousel for $1 million to build additional water slides. But this is now one of the park's biggest selling points, so the gamble paid off. Waldameer features 2 free parking lots and 2 entrances. Admission to Waldameer is still free. Once inside, you have the option to pay per ride or purchase an all-day wristband. Rides cost between 2 and 5.5 Wally points, and each point costs $1. Alternatively, an all-day wristband costs $37 for rides, $33 for Waterworld, and $50 for both the rides and Waterworld. All guests entering Waterworld, even if they're just supervising a child, must have a wristband. I love how this park looks. As the name suggests, this park has plenty of trees and is very shady. The park is also very well landscaped, with a series of gardens and statues scattered about the park. Then the rides are pretty colorful and all seem well maintained. This park is basically no theming, which is fine because the park is going for the classic amusement park vibe and it succeeds in that area. It also helps that this park has super friendly staff. They're still efficient, but they always seem to socialize with guests while loading the attractions and or waiting for a train to return. Lines are usually minimal. Rides have always been walk-ons in my weekday visits, and even when I visited on Memorial Day weekend a few years ago, the longest line was just 15 to 20 minutes. It is possible to do a ton of Waldameer in a short period of time, between the minimal lines and the park's small size. This park spans just 34 acres. There are 2 operational notes though. First, check the opening times for the park and rides prior to your visit. For the 2022 season, Waterworld opens an hour earlier than Waldameer at 11 a.m., and all the amusement rides open at noon. In past years, some amusement rides have staggered openings. The opening time for each attraction is listed on the individual ride pages. Second, do not be afraid to visit this park in inclement weather. I visited this park in 2017 during a massive rainstorm. Every other park in the area closed for the day. There probably weren't more than 30 people in the park, yet every single ride stayed open. The park did close 2 hours early, but I did so much in the 7 hours that was open that I didn't mind one bit. Moving on to the ride lineup, I think Waldameer is really balanced in this category. The park has plenty of rides for guests of all ages. The park currently has 5 different roller coasters. The biggest and best of the bunch is easily Ravine Flyer 2. This Gravity Group creation has an exceptional first half. The first drop offers a stunning view and awesome airtime simultaneously. You then have a rapid blitz of airtime pops in the bunny hills and the aggressive turnaround. The second half is noticeably tamer because you climb back up the ravine and lose a ton of speed, but you do still get popped out of your seat a few times. Waldameer takes great care of this ride, so it still runs smoothly despite the ambitious layout. I have a separate review going into more detail, but this is the main reason for coaster enthusiasts to visit this park. There is a noticeable step down quality for thrill seekers after this, but the other 4 coasters work well for a family-focused park like Waldameer. Steel Dragon is the largest steel coaster. This Mauer spinning coaster is a clone. In fact, it is the same layout as Hershey Park's laugh track across the state. But I do like this layout. The sizable drop at the start is always fun, and this one seems to spin pretty well due to minimal braking. Comet is a classic PTC wood coaster. This ride is a similar layout and ride experience to the Woodstock Express wood coasters at the Cedar Fair parks. You may get a faint pop of airtime or two on this classic ride, but the best part is the setting. This ride is tucked underneath the trees. Whirlwind is the park's newest roller coaster. This SBF Visa spinner has the standard figure 8 layout, but this one seemed to spin better than the others, which makes it enjoyable for all, as long as you like spinning. And I like how the park added foam on the headrest for the comfort of guests. Usually it's pretty hard in these rides. Ravine Flyer 3 is the park's true kiddie coaster. This is a fun miler kiddie coaster placed above water and around fountains. It may be small, but some of the little humps try to pop you out of your seat. This coaster is positioned right next to Kiddieland, which has a small cluster of rides for the smallest of guests. The park also features 2 classic Bill Tracy dark rides. Wacky Shack is one of my favorite classic haunted houses. The first half is a series of simple but mind-bending effects. The second half is wilder because you travel down a series of hairpin turns in a downhill slope that actually offers some laterals. And you also pass some animatronics, including the infamous Mouse King. Pirates Cove is a walk-through funhouse. This one tries to mess with your sense of direction with rotating lights, darkness, and angled platforms. You won't be able to walk straight coming off this one. Waldameer's flat ride lineup features a classic mix of spinning rides, plus a few wilder modern rides. There are 3 I want to highlight. First is X-Scream. This Larson drop tower is the park's tallest attraction. Standing 14 stories tall, it offers an amazing view of the water. But what makes this ride special is the drop. You violently plummet back down to the ground, getting a terrifying stomach-dropping sensation and floater airtime the whole way down. I think Larson makes the most powerful drop towers. Second is Chaos. This Zamperla Frisbee is the park's lone inverting ride. It runs a long cycle with many forceful pullouts and plenty of hang time on the full revolutions. Third is Music Express. This is one of the fastest Himalayas out there. The operators seem to be able to control the speed, and on its highest setting, you get powerful laterals plus itty-bitty pops of airtime on the humps. Plus, this is one of the rare ones that still goes forwards and backwards. The lone water ride at Waldameer is a good one. Thunder River is a nice Hopkins log flume. It features 2 solid drops, with the larger one giving a faint pop of airtime. This one will not get you soaked, and the layout is pretty good too, especially with that misty tunnel. Then you have Waterworld, which features 11 major water slides. You have a mix of body, tube, and mat slides to satisfy all tastes. The best slide there is Bermuda Triangle. This short body slide is fast but intense. The middle one features a super steep plunge that can give some airtime. Beyond the rides, Waldameer offers extremely cheap food. My favorite food here is the deep fried soft pretzels. It tastes like a hybrid of a super pretzel and fried dough, which is right up my alley. But you can also get cheap entrees as well at the stand towards the center of the park. So do I recommend Waldameer? Absolutely. This is a very well run park with something for everyone. Coaster enthusiasts will love Ravine Flyer 2. Families will love the varied mix of attractions and atmosphere. This park often gets overshadowed by Pennsylvania's larger parks, but Waldameer is still well worth visiting. You can probably do all the coaster credits in just 1 to 2 hours, and you can probably comfortably ride everything of interest and get re-rides in about a half day. But I could easily spend a full day here re-riding all my favorites though, and I just love that atmosphere. So those are my thoughts on Waldameer. What are your thoughts on Pennsylvania's most underrated amusement park? Do you like this park as much as me? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.